Welcome to the coffee lecture number 32 from the Chemistry, Biology, Pharmacy Information Center. My name is Jozica Dolenc, and today I will tell you about ACD name. What is ACD name? ACD name is a nomenclature software which has been developed by ACD Labs, and it is very popular because it can generate IUPAC names not only in English, but in 21 different languages. It does not only generate IUPAC names from structure, but also chemical abstract service, so CRS names, so you can directly go and search with the name in SciFinder. What I personally also like a lot about ACD names is that it can assign stereodescriptors to molecules with stereocenters, and you see the numbering of atoms, you see the priority rules, and you can nicely review the stereo protocol in a separate window. If you have very complicated names, you can look into the nomenclature rules that have been used to generate that name and simply click on a particular structural part to see the correspondence. ACD name has also many other tools. You can generate ING and SMILE strings from structures and vice versa. And it can also generate chemical structures from some systematic and some trivial names, also from some biochemical names. The tool is not for free. We have licensed it by the InfoCentrum. And if you would like to access ACD name, please send an email to me or ask at the info desk. With that, I have another slide on IUPAC nomenclature. For those who don't know, IUPAC nomenclature is developed by the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. They have their own website and they publish all the recommendations in the Journal of Pure and Applied Chemistry. With that, I will leave my presentation and I will make a little demo of this tool. So I need to log in into our virtual machine. That's okay. So ACD name is in the folder called ACD Labs. We have there also the tool Percepta, which will probably be presented in fall. And now let's look into the ACD name. So here we are already. We are now at the first panel, which is called Chem Sketch panel. And here you can draw molecules. You can import files in different formats. Also, ChemDraw is supported. But what I will do now is I will just go under templates and take from dictionary vitamin B7. I picked this molecule because it's complicated enough for naming, and it has some stereocenters. If you would just like to, for example, look at the stereocenters, you can go to Tools, Generate Stereo Descriptors, and you will see R and S. But if you would like the full name, the IUPAC name, then down here at the bottom, you have the second window, IUPAC name. And if I click on that, another window opens. And below here, I now have the whole IUPAC name in English. You see, if I'm going with my pointer to different parts of the name, then you see in the structure this part of the molecule in red. So we are now with the pentanoic acid. If I go here, I see the ring, and this is the oxo substituent. If you would like to see how the name is being generated based on what rules, then you need to click here on the top on this icon, and then you get links to the IUPAC nomenclature. And for example, here, this big ring, which sounds very complicated, if you click on that, you get explanations on how these kind of rings are named. If you are interested in the oxo part, you can also click here and you will see examples for that. Now, talking about stereo part, you see we have here an SSR. If you would like to see this plots and stereo descriptors that I mentioned before, you need to click on this icon up here and then select an atom you're interested in. Let's take this carbon atom, for example, that is attached to a sulfur, another carbon, another carbon and where there's a hydrogen in the background, actually up front. So we know that if you needs to generate the S and R descriptors, we need to rotate this molecule now such that the lightest atom, in this case a hydrogen atom, would point backwards, meaning we need to rotate in our head the molecule around, which is sometimes hard. And this program already does that for you. So it's been done here on the top. You can see it here. Hydrogen is now in the background, and we have sulfur and 2 carbons. According to Ingold-Prelog rules, we need then to check what is attached to this carbon and that carbon, and the diagram is nicely done here, such that you see that the priority of carbon 4 is before the priority of carbon 14, because this carbon has also nitrogen attached. I don't go now into details of that, but then if we go in descending order of priorities, we go against the clock, and the configuration is therefore S. And you can do that on every stereocenter. So if I would be interested in that one, I click here, and then the plot changes, or that one, and the plot changes again. So I personally find that very useful. Then I mentioned I like the program because it can generate names in other languages. If you want that, you should go here under number 4, IUPAC preferences, and under language, you can then decide what you would like to have. So we have now English, but we can add French and Italian, and we can add Polish, and we can add, for example, Russian. Then I say, okay. Now to generate that names again, I'll go back to ChemSketch and click again on IUPAC name. And now I have here the names in all different languages that I have chosen. Then what you see here next to, if you're in ChemSketch, you have next to IUPAC name under number 2, you have also the possibility to generate index name. So this is the chemical abstract service name that you can see here. And if you copy this name into the SciFinder, you will get exactly that molecule. Also for class names, you have index preferences that you can look into here, but there are no other languages. Now, going back to ChemSketch, another thing I would like to show you, let me make a new window, is here under Tools, you can generate structures from name. And I mentioned also some trivial or biochemical names are allowed. As for example, I will now show you ATP. So ATP, if I run, it will generate a structure, and I can copy it to the ChemSketch, and also for that, I can then generate IUPAC names. Now they are in all languages here. All right, so that's about what I can show you in those 10 minutes. So I'm gonna quickly quit this now and go back to my slides. Yes. We have a coffee lecture card also this time. So if you would like to have a little reminder of what you have seen today, just scan the QR code or go to that link, and you will have a coffee lecture card in an electronic format. Next week, we continue with coffee lectures. On Tuesday, my colleague Leo Betchart will present Cynthia, which is a new tool that will very, very soon be available here at ETH Zurich, and helps you design multi-step organic synthesis. On Wednesday, our new colleague from the classical library team of the Infozentrum will present Swisscovery and some tips and tricks that you maybe don't know about. And then on Thursday, we have a coffee lecture, which has been requested by the students. And our IT coordinator, Maria Pechlaner, was kind enough to prepare a coffee lecture about the versioning software Git. So I hope you are able to attend. With that, I thank you for your attention. Hope to see you next week. Have a wonderful afternoon.